What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Gospel here with another Weird Gaming Adventure. Wait, no, I said that wrong. Sorry, it's Weird Gaming Adventure Gospel Edition. Now, there's no hook to this video. There's no hook. You see, it's just me. I'm talking, and we're talking about, Cultist. We're talking about the Cultist because we've joined the dark side of the Force. We've decided to become a Cultist, and I leveled it to 30 today. I did it on stream, so if you want to, hop on the stream, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the notifications are. But yeah, I do stream, and I was streaming this today, and it was actually pretty fun. Had a good chat with some absolute lads in chat, so that was cool. Anyways, let's hop in to the Cultist. Let's talk about its abilities and what kind of character it is. So, we can't see it here. For some reason, this has been bugged out for me. But I'm strength primary because we've got an ability. Okay, so Twilight's Hammer. Increase the spell power of your shadow damage spells by 30% of your strength and your attack power by 20% of your intellect. Also increase your block rating by 30% of your intellect and allows 25% of your mana regeneration to continue while casting. So I've gone with a sword and board build. Well, actually, I'm using an axe and board. So axe and board build. And we've got a bunch of different abilities. So let's go over them. Well, first of all, before I do that, let's talk about these resources here. So we have two resources. Or something, right? It's kind of like two resources. We've got Insanity and we've got Void Runes, which are these circles here. The Void Runes, you generate them to use certain abilities, and then certain abilities will give you Insanity. If you hit 100 Insanity, you'll start like casting off a bunch of different spells, and you'll die. You'll die a slow, painful death. There's nothing you can do about it once you hit 100% Insanity. You're just dead. So, first things first, let's talk about Eldritch Strike. Melee range, instant cast, 3-second cooldown, requires melee weapon, deals 120% weapon damage to an enemy target as shadow damage, and restores mana to you based on your strength. Generates 1 Void Rune, so it generates this one little circle thing. Then your other ability that you get at like level 1 is Blade of N'Zoth. 59 mana, melee range, instant cast, 6-second cooldown, requires 2 Void Runes. Imbue your weapon with the dark power of N'Zoth before striking the target, dealing 129 to 148 shadow damage. It has a chance to summon a tentacle of N'Zoth. Generates 5 insanity plus an additional 10 if a tentacle is summoned. So potential 15 insanity. Now this says 3%. That's wrong. It'll update once I start using abilities or whatever, but 15 insanity is 15%. So 1 insanity is 1% of your max. So there you go. You get 100 insanity, you die. Then you get also Eldritch Mending, which is 59 mana, 40-yard range, 2-second cast, heals a friendly target for 223 or 223 to 248, and reduces your insanity by 3. And then you have Realign Self. Channeled, 40-second cooldown. You begin to meditate, draining your insanity and regenerating 20% of your base mana over 10 seconds. Can only be used outside of combat. You can actually pop that and take a good look at it. Looks like you're, summoning the thunder or something. You're bringing the house down or something. You're doing something crazy. But yeah, that's what that does. Then you get a bunch of other abilities. One is Bend Will, which is 20-yard range, 2-second cast, 1.5 minute cooldown. I'm just gonna tell you what this does. It takes control over a humanoid, demon, or undead. It does what it does. Only for 15 seconds. Oh, weird. That's weird. That's a new thing. Psychic Mockery. Instant cast, 17 mana, 30-yard range, 8-second cooldown. Taunts the target to attack you. If the target is not already attacking you, they will also suffer a large amount of shadow damage. Generates 1 Void Rune. I have no idea what the scale's on. Probably intellect or something. But yeah, it still seems to be relevant even at level 30, even though I got it I think below level 10. So yeah, it's pretty good. Blade of Yasharj. I don't know how to say that. 53 mana, melee range, instant cast, 6-second cooldown, requires 2 Void Runes. Imbue your weapon with the dark power of Yasharj before striking your target and all other enemies within 8 yards of them. For 200% weapon damage and reducing all damage you take by 10% for 15 seconds, generates 15 insanity. So you got a little bit of AoE. Then you've got Gaze of Cthulhu. This is one I use a lot. 25-yard range, instant cast, 6-second cooldown, blast an enemy with the power of the old god Cthulhu, dealing 96 to 106 shadow damage, and regenerating 6% of your maximum mana. Damage dealt increased by 1% for each stack of insanity. If you are above 60% insanity when you cast this spell, you instantly lose 20% of your insanity. So this is like something that isn't, it's an insanity. It scales off insanity, and it also is an insanity spender past a certain point. So you'll definitely probably want to use that. Twilight Zealotry increases all. This is like a tank thing, so you can just pop it and it doesn't really, do anything. Like it has a little animation underneath your feet, which is kind of cool. It says increase the threat generated by all your shadow and physical damage effects by 60%, reduces all damage dealt by 8%. Your shadow damage effects have a chance to inflict the target with wavering will, reducing their attack power for an amount based on your strength. So whatever your strength is at, it'll reduce their attack power by that much, which seems pretty good, not gonna lie. Let's go over, before we go over to this, we've got to pick and choose skills I want to show off. So anyways, Empire's Grasp, 65 mana, 40-yard range, instant cast, 40-second cooldown. This just is like a grab that slows them for 40% by 80%. It just teleports them to you, but instead of grabbing them, I'm gonna want to save time. We've got some time constraints on this. This is a Twilight Shield toss. Tosses the shield, does damage, slows them by 50% for 5 seconds, and bounces to 3 additional enemies. And they'll also taunt them. Then we got Addictive Gluttony, 65 mana, 1-second cast, 10-second cooldown, 40-yard range, curse an enemy for 1 minute. Allies that deal damage to the cursed target have a chance to be healed for 63 to 66. This effect can occur up to 25 times. So you can cast this on this is good for like 1v1s, it gives you a little bit of sustain while you're fighting your opponent. Then we've got Tentacle of N'Zoth. This is a great ability. I use it all the time. Highly suggest using this anytime it's up. 17 mana, 30-yard range, instant cast, 8-second cooldown. Summons a Tentacle of N'Zoth at the target location on the ground that will deal shadow damage to your enemies for 24 seconds. When summoned, the tentacle will slow the movement speed of all enemies within 30 yards of it by 50% for 5 seconds. Generates 10 insanity. And you can just see right here, we can just plop that it's down. You can see it. It's pretty all right. It's good. I like it a lot. This actually does a lot of damage. This is actually a significant portion of your DPS. So you'll definitely want to plop these down as much as possible. Oops, I used the wrong ability, and I can plop another one down because it's only got an 8-second cooldown, and you can see my insanity generating as I do that. Next ability we have Whisper, 101 mana, instant cast, 10-second cooldown, 40-yard range, instantly heals a friendly target for 156 to 171, but then reduces all shadow healing they take by 20% for 4 seconds, generates 20 insanity. So this is a pretty good insanity generator if you were wanting to do that. I did this purposely so I could make Gaze of Cthulhu hit harder when I was around doing some PvE, so it was pretty all right. Then we have Horror Bolt, 53 mana, 45-yard range, 1-second cast, requires 1 Void Rune, deals 102 to 105 shadow damage to an enemy target. This spell can be cast while moving, generates 5 insanity. So yeah, you get to cast Horror Bolt while moving. It's pretty dank. Let's talk about this skill, Eldritch Armor, 179 mana, 40-yard range, instant cast, 10-second cooldown. This takes up a lot of mana, so applies a shield to the target, absorbing 342 to 359 damage, lasts 30 seconds. While the shield holds, the target will also be healed for 37 to 44 every 2 seconds. So you can see here, we can pop it, boom. It actually looks really nice. And then you just start ticking every 2 seconds. You start healing while you're in your little safe space, your little bubble, you got on the college, you hit up the dean, you're like, listen, I need a safe space away from the other students. Anyways, last ability, Vision of Doom, 107 mana, instant cast, 5-minute cooldown, peer into the endless void, transforming you into a faceless destroyer for 30 seconds. While transformed, you deal 25% increased damage and take 15% reduced damage. Every 3 seconds, you will generate 10 insanity and summon a Tentacle of N'Zoth nearby. In addition, all enemies within 100 yards of you will gain a stack of madness every 1 second, slowing their movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds. Madness stacks up to 10 times. Enemies affected by madness take 20% increased damage from Gaze of Cthulhu for each stack. I'm sorry, guys. The real last ability is Awakening. 358 mana, 10-yard range, 5-second cast, 10-second cooldown. Brings the dead player back to life with 2200 health and 1650 mana. Cannot be cast when in combat. So, let's show this off in PvE. Let me give you all a good taste of what it's like. And we'll just skip ahead in the video. All right, so we got these Worgens we can slaughter. We're gonna hit them up. So I'm gonna just drop the tentacle on them. I'm gonna let y'all look at how much damage that thing takes. 139, 143, parries it. See what my tentacle's health is at. It's almost dead, but I could just spawn another. It's no big deal. So I don't even have to really do anything. I just sit here, you know, chill, watch this thing get destroyed by my tentacles. Oh, it actually aggroed me, so I'll just drop another tentacle. There's no need for me to hit this thing. Boom, it kills it for me. No problem. That's why tentacles are a good portion of your DPS. So you drop the tentacles, you hit it with, you know, Eldritch Strike, then you got Blade of Azeroth, and that hits pretty hard. That's 381 without a crit. That is pretty freaking hard. We can keep using this Whisper ability to generate for Gaze of Cthulhu, which is that giant green beam, which does a lot of damage. So, you know, you got a lot of setting up you can do. Blade of Azeroth, boom, 390, no crit. It's so high damage. It's really pretty good. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we're at 75 insanity. I'm gonna hit him with the Gaze of Cthulhu. Yeah. You just do it, and then you hit him with the gaze, and not the kind you see at the Pride Parade. Sorry. Yeah, and then Whispers. Okay, hold on. Let's generate some void runes real quick so I can show y'all the other ability here. Let's see. We'll get y'all the horror bolt. We'll just walk back and use it. Boom. Does some damage. It's decent damage. It's good for ranged, like tapping on people. Not like unless there's like a build later that you can do that's like just like insane damage or whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's drop a thing here. Then we'll use Eldritch. This is Eldritch Grasp, Empire's Grasp. Sorry. Yeah. They bug out for a second, but they'll come to, and when they do come to, they'll take a lot of damage from you because you got your auto attacks, your abilities, and you got your your tentacles smacking them. This is also this heal, and you know it's good. It also lowers insanity, which is not bad. Drop all that stuff. Oh, it's sort of the curse on them, the edict. I don't know if I'll heal while I'm doing this. Okay, so my tentacle healed off it. You can see the stacks going away from it. That's all right. Pull it in. Drop this. Do this. And yeah, that's most of the class. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the. I'm gonna show you guys the Vision of Doom, which is really hard to control. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Like I'm gonna, channel, and then we're gonna do Visions of Doom, and y'all can see how that is. So let's see. We're gonna Visions of Doom. Y'all ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Visions of Doom. Okay, we're a big guy. We're a tall lad, doing taking a ton of stuff out here. We drop the tentacles. We drop tentacles on tentacles, because we do. Oh man. What am I at? 54%? Hit one more. Oh my god, 646 damage without even critting. Insane. 424. Okay, and then I live through it. Sometimes you don't live through it, because it's an ability, guys. It's an ability that does a lot. There's my shield toss, guys. Yeah, the shield toss is good. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I think I showed off pretty much everything. I showed off this. Oh, I'm feared. But yeah, the damage potential for Cultist. Oh, I'm feared because I killed myself. So this, wait, what? I dropped below 100. Oh, wow. Your insanity can drop below 100 while you're... Oh, interesting. I've never had that happen before. So that was a unique interaction right while I'm recording. Good job, everyone. We did it. Congratulations. We're the best. All right, so that is it. That's this edition of Weird Gaming Adventure, Gospel Edition. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. If y'all like the content, subscribe, ring the bell, come hang out with me when I'm streaming. Catch you all later. Peace.